You don't take it in a suitcase and put it at home until the fire stops. So since we hit all the major facilities, we think at least the majority of it might be gone, but not everything. And we know that they're going to do their best in order to restore the ability and gather the material, because this is what they do. Part of the problem, part of the fact that we were forced into this operation is because this regime, like always, is lying and deceiving and cheating and doing everything in its power to hide it from the world. This is why in any future agreement, the level of supervision is going to be critical.
Thank you, Mr. Lapid. I'm interested in your view, based on the intelligence that you've seen, on time-wise how close Israel believes Iran was to having nuclear capability prior to the strikes by Israel and the US, and what your assessment is of how far that has been pushed out as a result of the attacks, or do you believe that it has been completely extinguished?
Well, everybody's throwing numbers on the tables, but it's not years, and it's not, and even if it's months, then not very few of them. And part of the intelligence we were seeing and sharing with the Americans, of course, and some of it with your intelligence as well, is the fact that Iran has revived its weapon group that was out of the game since the beginning of the 2000s. And this was done with the direct order of the Supreme Leader, of Khamenei. So not only that they were enriching uranium, not only that they have developed the next generation of centrifuges, they were also reviving the weapon group and all the capabilities involved. So they were running for a bomb. Now, I don't think Israel can afford, and the world can afford, even Iran as a threshold country. But this was more than a threshold country. This is running, and we felt and thought and saw intelligence that told us that we can wake up one morning with a first experiment of a nuclear weapon in the Iranian desert, and this would have thrown the entire Middle East into a nuclear arms race, because, you know, if the Iranians have one, then the Egyptians want one, the Turks want one, the Emirates might revive parts of their nuclear program that they already have, and of course the Saudis want one. So we felt that the danger is closing down on us and everyone else in the region, and therefore we were forced into action.
And to the second part of my question, as a result of the strikes, what is your view on where Iran's capability is now in terms of timeline?
Well, we don't know yet. It will take some time to assess all the damage, and this assessment will have to penetrate through all the future lying and deceiving of the Iranians, and we're going to share information and intelligence with our allies and friends in the United Kingdom included. So it's going to take some time to assess. But they were hurt, and they were taken backwards significantly. We just don't know exactly right now how much. I give you an example. The Americans were using the MOP, the huge bomb they use, they have in Fordow. This is a bomb that penetrates the surface and then explodes 20 or 30 meters inside the facility. So it takes time. You don't get to assess what happened from satellites. You have to figure out other ways to assess what happened there, and it will take some time until we will know for sure. I don't know if we'll ever know for sure, but it will take some time until we will know better.
I'm interested in your opinion, because obviously you can destroy facilities, you can set back their plans, but ultimately Iran still has the technical know-how, the scientists, the manufacturing ability to rebuild these, the enrichment process over,
and the uranium mines.
Over some period of time, should they wish to. So in terms of what the desired outcome is in your opinion, for Israel? Is it that, is it enough to give up nuclear ambitions, or does Iran have to give up any desire for a civilian nuclear capability? What gives Israel confidence? Because Iran will continue to be a regional neighbor.
Yeah, well, I would go, there are 5 basic terms that needs to be answered in any future agreement. I'm not against all agreements. I mean, we always said a good agreement is the best thing, a bad agreement is the worst thing, and what has happened now is the in-between, or the sanctions were the in-between. So there are 5 basic terms that needs to be answered in any future agreement. The first is no enrichment inside Iran, which is the gold standard of the Middle East that was set when the Emirates wanted to have their own nuclear plant. No centrifuges, they all have to be dismantled. No enriched uranium, all enriched uranium inside that they already have has to be taken somewhere else, as deposited somewhere else. No ballistic missiles program, and of course, unlimited supervision. If you have those 5 terms, that makes sense, and to some extent, the majority of those were already answered in the JCPOA, in the former agreement that the UK was part of as an E3 country, just performed better and in a more strict way, then you have an agreement that we can trust, and there will be no future necessary Israeli operations or American operations or joint operations. Nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted to fight. Listen, this is sometimes the absurdity of this is hitting me. We have no border with Iran. We have no historical conflict with Iran. The Iranians are sympathetically mentioned in the Bible as our friends. So historically, and in the Middle East, there are only 4 real historic nations that were not a Sykes-Picot, Western geographers drawing a map, which is Israel, Iran, Turkey, and Egypt. So there's no reason for this ongoing dispute. And alas, this regime has decided that all he wants is to develop a nuclear program in order to have a bomb, in order to throw it on Israel. So we had to act.
Thank you. You mentioned the JCPOA, Mr. Lapid. Thank you for saying that. Of course, in 2018, when the last Trump administration pulled out of that agreement, it was understood that was because of Israeli pressure. I wondered, did you think that was the right decision at that time? And do you agree that we do now need a negotiated situation close to the JCPOA again now, in order to make sure that Iran isn't able to covertly